Hey everybody, this is Edujo and welcome to another video in my series on drawing with Python using the Raspberry Pi. And can I just say that you don't have to use the Raspberry Pi to be able to use Python. If you don't have a Raspberry Pi and you're watching my videos, you can just go to python.org and download the latest Python 3 program so that you can install it and use it on Windows or whatever you're using. But for our purposes, we are using it in the Raspberry Pi. So what we will be doing today in this video is I'm going to show you how to create patterns using basic shapes. So as you can see, here's the code that I had from a previous video where I drew a square. So I'll just run that so you can see that it's a square. There we go. So there's our square. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close that, and then I'm going to just change the color. So I'm just going to change the color. Remember, it's the American spelling, there's no U. And I'm just going to let's make it a red square. So I'll just run that. I'll save and run that. F5 to run, and then it'll ask you to save and so on. So, and there we go. So there's the square that we've drawn. And again, just as a quick recap, if you want to change the pen size, I'll just do pen size and I'll make it 2. By default it's 1, I'll just make it 2, and then you can see when you run it, it should be a slightly thicker line than you had before, which is, so yeah, I'm going to use that one. I like that size, so I'm going to use that one. So let me just close that. So how do we make a pattern? Obviously you can do whatever you want, but to create a quick pattern, I'm going to show you how to create, let's say, a circle using this square. So first of all, we want to put this loop inside another loop, and that's called a nested loop. So I'm going to put in another loop for I in range, and I'm going to make this 24 this time. It's something I've done before, so I know that works. And then we need to move this one, so I'm just going to move it with the control and the square bracket, but the right square bracket. The left square bracket brings it to the left, the right square bracket takes it to the right. So that is control and the square bracket. So what that will do is it says basically repeat everything that's here 24 times. And but if I run it, like you will see in a second, I will just save that and run it, it's going to repeat it on top of each other 24 times. So you can see there it's going to go, and it's going to go again and again. So that doesn't help us. So I'm just going to close that. It's going to give us some errors, so don't worry. So what we need to do is we need to change the angle. Now if you tab to come here, all this, or everything that's sort of on this one, so that means everything on this tabbed line indent over here belongs to that loop, and these two that's indented once belongs to this loop. So we don't want to change this at all, we just want to create another one. So I'm just going to go and tab in a new line, so I'm part of that indent, so it's part of this loop over here, and I'm just going to turn right slightly. I'm going to say 15 degrees, so I'm just going to turn right 15. So when I run it now, you will see that we will be able to create a circle. I may have to just, no, I can leave it like that. We can now you can see every single square is at an offset of 15 degrees, and as it goes along you can already see that we have almost half a circle that is shaped by using squares, which is quite cool. So it's coming around, and eventually it will complete 24 repeats of this loop. It'll go around 24 times, and then you can see a nice little pattern. Let's say it's a flower, but very interestingly we created a circle in the middle of this. There we go. That is quite cool. That is quite cool. Right, the other thing that you might say is, okay, this sort of takes a long, what if I had it 200 times or 400 times or whatever? It takes very long. You can speed up your code. So I'm just gonna go there, and I'm gonna say speed, and let's just go like that, and we will just say fastest. I think it goes, you've got your speed that you have anyway, and then you have slow, which is a little bit quicker than what we see, Then you have faster, I think, and then fastest, I know, which is the one that should work. Let's just see if that works. That may have to be single quotes, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just see. Now this should go much quicker. Theoretically, it'll go much quicker. Let's have a look. There we go. So now that is much quicker. So if you're developing patterns, you don't have to wait that long. You can go around very quick by using the fastest speed, which is like that. That's how you use it. So this is a loop, a for loop inside a for loop. So we call this one a nested for loop, just for your indication. Our time, we're on 5 minutes, so that is cool. So I've showed you two things. I showed you how to use speed, and I showed you how to create a pattern by putting a for loop inside a for loop. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. I hope you are learning a lot from these basic videos that we're using to draw. And yeah, just follow me on YouTube and remember to tell your friends about it. Bye.